Hello stampers! Thanks for joining me today. I've got a cute little winter card for you today. I made mine a thank you card, but it could be a Christmas card or whatever winter occasion you want to use it for. You do need like a bold sentiment for this. If you can see it, it's on vellum. And that's a great way to put your sentiment on, and when you have a great scene that you don't want to cover up entirely with a sentiment, you can just put it on vellum and put it on that way. And you can see your scene right through it. So it's a good way to use your vellum up too. So I used a few sets with this card. I used the trees out of the Beauty of Friendship stamp set from Stampin' Up. This is a great multi-step tree that you can put in. And then I use the little fox from the Count on Me stamp set from Stampin' Up. He's super cute. You could also probably use this bear. It would probably be cute in that scene also. And then I wanted a bold sentiment, so my favorite one to go to is to go to greetings. And I picked the thank you, but there's quite a few different sentiments that'll work on that card in that set, and it's a good one to have around. Okay, so that's the stamp sets I used, and we're going to get going on this. You can find all of the dimensions for the card pieces down below this video. Just click show more and they're all listed there along with the products and the links to them. That will take you directly to my online store where you can shop with me 24/7. So let's get going. I want to stamp my sentiment first, so it has time to dry while I'm creating my card, and I'm going to use StazOn. And this is the jet black ink. And here's my sentiment, and it's from the Go To Greetings, like I showed you earlier. And I've got a little piece of vellum here, and this vellum is just 1 1/4 inch by 5 1/2. So I cut that down. You can certainly stamp it on a larger piece and then cut it down to the size you want. So you have to kind of concentrate a little bit to get this on straight. So there is my thank you. And so we can put this aside, and you'll see that when you do it yourself, that it glistens just for a few moments after you stamp it. So that is that. Now we have that all ready. So now let's just go to our main image panel. Now I have a 4 by 5.25 piece of basic white here, and to mask for my moon, I just used the layering circle dies, and I die cut the 1 1/4 inch circle out of the sticky part of a double layer of Post-it notes. I have a double layer here. I like to use a double layer when I use Post-it notes for masks, just to eliminate any seepage you might have that with the inks that you put over top of it. I want a nice circle there. So where we're going to start is stamping our trees in. And I'm going to start with this detailed stamp. There is a more solid leafy part to the tree, and then the more detailed one. We're going to use the detailed one, and we're going to use Versamark. Now the reason I put this mask on here first is so that I know where not to stamp and give me room for my moon. And I think I'm going to move it over just a little bit here and give it a little more room for trees like over here. And I'm just going to load my stamp up with Versamark. I want to protect the paper with this Versamark, so I'm stamping it on here. On the right side. And then I'm going to load my stamp again with Versamark, and I'm going to stamp it over on the left side, and I want more of the tree on the left side, almost the whole image actually. Here we go. And now that we have those on, I'm going to put embossing powder, clear embossing powder. I keep mine in a tub. And I'm going to put it on the trees. And I'm not going to put it over that moon mask because that has sticky on it and you don't want that powder sticking to that. So I'm just putting it on the actual parts where I stamped. There we go. And I see I have a little bit there that I'm just going to wipe off. So now I have my powder on, and I'm going to go ahead and heat these images up, and I'm going to use a heat tool for that. So I'm going to heat these up and I will be right back. Okay, so I have those two images heated up and I just heated them just till they turn shiny. You don't want to do more than that because your embossing powder will actually sink into the paper and then it won't resist the ink that we're going to put on top of it. So just heat them just until they turn shiny. And now we're ready to go with some color. So I'm going to start, and we're going to do direct to paper for our background here in the sky. And I'm going to start with my lightest color, which is Balmy Blue. And I have my moon mask on, and I have it stuck so that the sticky part is over here and it's facing the left side. So when I come across this with my ink pad, it's not going to lift up. So I'll just be coming this direction with all my strokes. So I'm just going to turn my cardstock here, and I'm using just the edge of the ink pad, and I have a really light I'm using a really light pressure here, and I'm just going back and forth, and I'm only coming down like 2/3 of the cardstock, and I've left plenty of white up there showing. So that was Balmy Blue. Now we're going to go a little darker, and I'm going to bring in Pacific Point. I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to add some Pacific Point in here. And I don't want to cover all of that Balmy Blue up. So there is the Balmy Blue. I think I'm going to go down actually a little lower. And I'm making strokes. I'm trying not to make the same stroke every time. And you want to leave plenty of white down here for your snow area. So next I'm just going to use Night of Navy. We're going to get a little darker yet. Actually pretty dark here. And I'm going to add some of this on here. Again, I'm using trying to do different strokes here. And then when I get down here to the bottom, I want to kind of show where my ground is. And that will be the last color on the bottom there. And that is just a really fun way to do your sky in the back. Okay, so we have ink on our trees here, and I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm going to lightly wipe them off. You don't want to scrub, you just want to lightly wipe them. If you scrub them, you can actually scrub the embossing off, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so we got the blue off, and now I'm going to take some smoky slate, and I'm going to use this non-detailed leaf image, and we're going to overstamp our embossed ones. So I'm going to get this inky here, And this doesn't show a whole lot, but it does put some darkness behind your trees to make them pop a little more. And you want quite a bit of pressure because you have embossed images there. So there is that. And then I'm going to do the next one. And this adds a little color around the edges too. So I really laid the pressure on there. Okay, again, that was Smoky Slate. And now we have ink on our embossed images, and we want that Smoky Slate to show up in the background, but not on top of our leaves. So in real life, you can see the gray in between those embossed image pieces there and around the edges. And there is our white snow-covered trees. Okay, so now we need our tree trunk, and I'm going to use basic gray for this. Now you don't want to use like Stays On or what's the other one? Memento. Those will actually stain your embossed images. So you want to use a water-based ink, and the regular classic Stampin' Pads are water-based. So it will wipe off our embossed images, and that's what we want. We want our tree trunk to actually to look like it is in the leaves, not on top of. I don't know if you've seen stamped trees to where somebody might have stamped it and just didn't emboss the trees. And your tree trunk will be on the outside, and it kind of looks strange because of course your tree trunk is being covered up by the leaves, all the branches up there. Okay, so we have those on, and now we're going to get our paper towel back out, and just on the embossed image we're just going to wipe that off, and now our tree trunk is behind, or actually in, the leafy area. Okay, so easy, easy, easy. And that was basic gray. Okay, so I want to add like some snow on the, like it was blown against the tree trunks here. So I've got a white gel pen, and I'm just going to add some of this gel pen. I'm just kind of scratching it on down the left side of the tree trunks. Get my pen going here. There we go. And I'll do this side too. And if you have some of the branches showing, you can put a little on there, like you have some snow build up on your branches. So there is that. And that was just with a white gel pen. I'm going to remove my moon mask here. So there's our nice bright moon. We have our snow. And now we're going to stamp our little fox. Now you probably have some critter in your arsenal that you can use, but the stamp set, Count on Me, has just quite a few little critters. Like I said, this bear would be cute on there, or this fox, and we're going to use the fox. So I have it right here, and I'm going to stamp it with Stays On, jet black. Get it inked up, and you just need a little scrap of paper. He's a pretty small guy. There he is. And now we're just going to color him with our Stampin' Blend markers here. So I'm going to start with the light pumpkin pie marker. And I'm going to color him in. I'm just going around his ears there And his face is left white, and so is the tip of his tail. The rest is, we're coloring in with this light pumpkin pie. Okay, and so I want to bring in some dark pumpkin pie. And I'm going to do the tops of his ears in that dark. I think I'm going to go around his face a bit just to really accentuate his face and his shadows here, and then along his tail. There we go. Just to add a little depth to him. And then we're going to cut him out. Okay, so by the magic of video, I already have him cut out. I just used my paper snips and cut him out really quickly. And then he's ready to go on our main image panel here. I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue for this. You use whatever adhesive you like. And I'm just going to add him in my scene. You could put him about anywhere in the snow. So if you don't like him right there, you could put him elsewhere. Now, anytime I have like a critter in the snow, I like to have footprints. So I'm just going to take a light smoky slate marker, and I'm going to use the brush end here. And I'm going to add footprints just by laying the tip of the marker down. Okay? And you can have them just coming off the paper. I think I missed one right there. There we go. Just like he just tracked right over there and sat down. So I think he's kind of cute with the little footprints, and it only takes a minute to put those on. And there we have our background. It's all done. And it didn't take much time. And this would be a great project to do multi copies of. You know, I would just have 3 panels out here, and I'd do each step on each panel, and it works out really good, and you get a really nice card done three at a time. So let's go ahead and put our thank you on here. And what I do is I put it on where I want it, and then I'm just going to bend and press down the edge there to crease it. And then I can flip it over and it'll stick up there. And I'm just going to take a couple glue dots. I'm going to put one on each side here and press that down into it. That's enough to hold that vellum really tight. And there's your vellum piece on there. So, and this makes it look like quite the fancy card with that vellum just going across there with your thank you on it. And now we're just going to put it on our card front. So this is a very simple layout. And I have a Night of Navy card base here. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's folded in half to create a quarter card. Inside, I just put a blank piece of basic white. My thank you cards, I usually write what I'm thankful for in when I send it to somebody, so I just left that blank. And this is a 4 by 5.25 piece of basic white. And we're just going to adhere this to our card front. Just add some love. And here we go. And I'm just going to center this up. And I like to flip mine over and just give it a rub here. And there is your finished card. It's all ready to go to somebody wonderful. And I hope you enjoyed this project and that you give it a try. It's a lot of fun to create. And everyone looks a little different because of the way you do the sky. But they all turned out wonderful. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.